about this team coming together? Obviously, you've got many cultures, you've got different tax brackets, egos. You got a lot of things going into this stew that you hope will produce a championship team. But an all-star team isn't always the world champion. So how do you bring this team together so they're all rowing in the same direction?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously have the talent to win a World Series. That's the goal, this year. Every year it is. But yeah, we just gotta, mesh, get to know each other. There's also a lot of returning faces, so it's the new guys kind of getting used to us getting used to them, and just becoming a team. And I have no doubts we'll become a team, become a unit, and a really strong team that's hard to beat.
And how's the communication so far been for you? Obviously, now you've got a couple of Japanese pitchers, and you got Spanish speaking, you got Japanese speaking, English speaking. How's that been for you?
Been fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Know any phrases?
No, not yet.
How challenging is that to bring this whole group together?
I mean, for me, I feel like very comfortable. The guys speak like Spanish too or English too. That's for me like more comfortable. I can like understand everything. But in Japanese, I learn a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Have you learned any Japanese phrases?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Can you share any with us?
Yeah, for example, Ohio is good morning. Konnichiwa, how are you? I think.
That's pretty good. That's a good start.
Yeah, little by little.
No, we happened to notice that it seemed like you were having a conversation with Yoshinobu. How is that conversation going between the two of you?
Yeah, very good. I mean, the translator helped. But yeah, we're talking about the off season, how do we work out, something like that.
Yeah. What do you think about his workout routine? Because I've heard so much about how he's very flexible. He throws a javelin. What do you think about the different way in which he gets ready?
Yeah, he have really good routine for warm up. Very long for me, but for him, I mean, it's really good. He look like healthy guy, and then a strong guy too. So, yeah.
I think one of the beautiful things about the Dodgers is we get a lot of good guys, so there's not very many egos to be had. I think that's one of the things that we do really well is get good people, and I think that provides a winning atmosphere.
One thing that Julio and I both noticed was that we saw Brusdar Graterol, Spanish speaking, right? And he's communicating with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Japanese speaking, and yet they seem to be hitting it off and getting together. How do you feel about the language barriers, if you can call them that, so far from what you've noticed?
Yeah, well, he's a really smart guy. His English is unbelievable, but I think with the help of the translators and they're Yashimoto and Shohei, they're both really intelligent as well. So they know a good amount of English already. And I mean, Shohei's been here for 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Mm-hmm. So his English is very good. He can hold a conversation stuff, and then the translators just kind of help fill in the gaps. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more of an intelligence thing. We got a lot of smart players and smart people here, so it makes it a lot easier.
I've covered baseball a long time, and I've always noticed it's not necessarily the highest payroll that wins. And I've noticed that on rosters, you need guys that are kind of the glue sometimes in the clubhouse. And I look at a guy like Joe Kelly, for example. Mariachi Joe. He gets in touch with the Spanish fans, and now he's wearing Japanese on his shirt, and he's got the sayings that say baseball's not boring. He seems like a guy that can bring cultures together. Would you agree with that?
For sure. I think Joe is able to keep it light and keep it relaxed, and that's huge for a clubhouse. It's a long season, and there's a lot of games that we play. So when you're keeping it relaxed, it makes the 162 feel a lot shorter.
So talk about the challenges of bringing this group together.
There's going to be no challenges. That's the good part. That's what the Dodgers front office is known to do. Not only do they find talented players, but they find people who are even better people, or friends, teammates, off the field. So you can't be a Dodger if you're a crappy human being. So not only do you have to be good, like I said, at baseball, you have to be a good person. So the good news is when we come to the clubhouse, we already know that. The Dodgers do the research, and
not like we have to worry about, a bad egg in here. If there was ever a bad egg, they'd probably get rid of that person as quickly as they could, or they sign them. So.
Well, you talk about personalities, and you've always been a man of the people, okay? Mariachi Joe, obviously, and all the things that you've brought to the table off the field has endeared you to the Dodgers fan base. And now, have you gone from Mariachi Joe to Samurai Joe because you wear the Japanese symbols on your shirt? And I know you've got a large fan base in Japan now. Are you aware of that?
I wasn't aware of it. But hey, if that's what people want to call me. That's what they could do. But yeah, it's always, I think to be able to become, any kind of, not only fan favorite, but, for people to like you, you can't kind of BS around. You can't lie. You kind of got to be authentic. And, there's not very many times where, throughout the game of baseball, you see players, behind cameras, in front of cameras, and it's two different people. The guys that sometimes I walk around like, bro, you don't sound like that in the clubhouse. You know what I mean? Like, why are you giving an interview talking like that? That's not you. So it's kind of hard for guys to let the true colors show, and I think that's the only way to become fan favorite. And something that I've always done throughout my career is just be myself and see what happens. And obviously, that's what people like, authenticity. And if they want to be able to call me Samurai Joe, hey, go for it.
And that authenticity must also carry a lot of weight in a clubhouse, right? And when you're trying to get this many different cultures all rowing in the same direction, I've got to imagine that's really important if you guys want to get to the level you want to be at this year.
Yeah, no, you have to like and love your teammates, and I've been on teams where we had a good team, but there's a couple bad eggs and you can't win. I've also been on teams that were less talented that won it all. It's just these guys are in here and you're here with them every day more than your family, so you want to be able to, like I said, learn your teammates quick, and then you want to be able to connect with them. And obviously we have a whole new group of guys, like 4 or 5 new guys, but all of them are great human beings, so it's not going to be too hard, for them to fit in and become Dodgers and be able to perform at a high level.
Last question for you, and I want to ask you about the communication. And one thing that stood out to us watching Bazooka hanging out with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, both of them English is their second language, yet they're communicating. And how has it been for you so far with these different cultures in this clubhouse and the communication?
Easy. Bazooka is a friendly guy, and Yamamoto's a friendly guy. I've been able to mess around with Yamamoto a few times, and he's got a good personality. He's very funny. Shoei's a little bit more serious, and Yamamoto likes to have a little more fun. So, it's not hard. Obviously they have the translators, but the little things in English, everyone will understand. Baseball terms, or kind of poking fun or joking with the guys. Everyone kind of gets that humor. So, but like I said, so far it's been great, and we have a good team, and looking forward for the season.
Did you have any comments about your shirt that you were wearing the other day?
I just made sure that it didn't say something like Joe Kelly's an idiot. And they're like, no, it says baseball.
Who did you have verify that?
All of them, Yamamoto and Shohei. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I said, hey, what does it say? It says baseball isn't boring. I said, okay, just making sure.